Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to another new movie review. Today we are talking about The Possession of Hannah Grace. Really quick though, before I get into anything else, I want to say thank you to my creepy patron peeps for your support of my channel. Thank you guys so much. If you want to find out the perks to being a creepy patron peep, you can follow that link in the description. All right, really quick, just a small disclaimer. I woke up this morning with the nastiest feeling in my throat. Like, it feels like overnight my body just decided to reupholster the lining of my throat with sandpaper. But obviously my voice sounds pretty okay. I don't know what's going on, but if for some reason my voice happens to give out in the middle of the video, that's why. Anyway, so let's get in to this movie here. And you know, another disclaimer, you guys are used to it by now. I'm probably gonna butcher the director's name, so sorry in advance. Directed by Deirdre Van Rooyen, The Possession of Hannah Grace follows Megan, an ex-cop fresh out of rehab who takes a new job working the graveyard shift at a hospital morgue. One night, she intakes the cadaver of a girl who died during an exorcism, but it seems the demon has remained in the body. Alright, so small little fun fact about the movie. The movie was originally simply titled Cadaver, which I only mention because it does relate to something I'm going to talk about later in the review. But first, let's get into what I liked about the movie. Not much, as it turns out. I was vaguely interested in seeing this movie only because it seemed like, you know, it was like a fresh take on like a possession exorcism type movie, even though it does maybe sound a little bit derivative of The Autopsy of Jane Doe. Once you like see the movie though, I feel like the differences, there are a lot more differences between the two films, so I don't feel like it was that similar. If it was too similar, I would have been turned off by it, but you know, it was okay. So with that out of the way, let's get into what I didn't like about the movie. So given the actual title of the movie, The Possession of Hannah Grace, you would assume that the movie was in some way, you know, about Hannah Grace, but you'd be wrong. I thought Cadaver would actually be a more apt title, seeing as we learn nothing about Hannah Grace other than the fact that she was possessed. We don't know how, because that's not the point of the movie. The point of the movie, like, it opens with the end of her exorcism technically. We don't even see the whole thing. See her driver's license like once in the movie, but other than that we know nothing about her, so I didn't really understand the title of The Possession of Hannah Grace, because it's not about her being possessed. Well, I mean, I guess technically it is. It's not about her getting possessed. Really, for 95% of the movie, she is gone and it's just the demon. So I just really didn't, I don't know. It's a silly thing to nitpick at, I think, the title, but it does set the tone for the movie and it does kind of set up expectations a little bit, I think. But our actual main protagonist, Megan, played by Shay Mitchell. Megan, anyway, who she plays, is boring. Oh my gosh. Backstory is like haphazardly tossed in the movie at random points via flashback and dialogue. However, we have to get to know her while creepy shit is happening, rather than getting to know her a bit, creepy shit going down, and then she deals with her own demons while also fighting a demon. Like, I just felt like we were given no time to get to know her before it gets into the story, and we're getting to know her as stuff is happening. So it felt like she really had no character arc, because it just ends too. Like, when it's over, it just ends, and you know, there's not much of a resolution. It's very quick. So it's like, it just feels like, here's the character, here's the situation, and that's it. I wasn't invested in her character. Honestly, I didn't care what happened to her. So very little about Hannah Grace either. So I was kind of just sitting there in the theater like, why am I here? Also, the whole movie as a whole just felt like it was thrown together weirdly. I don't know if it was like the writing or the editing or a combination of the two things, but it just felt like, not like, physically speaking, not well put together. Like like the pieces, the like, you know, the different scenes in the movie felt not well put together, if that makes sense. It was almost like the filmmakers were like rushing to get to the scary parts of the movie, but then the scary parts weren't really worth rushing to. Scares were mostly comprised of a few shadows, spooks, you know, messing around in the background of the frame, with a healthy dose of cliche jump scares, which was a big shame given the setting of the movie, which is, it's set in a hospital, obviously, and this hospital is the pinnacle of unrealistic looking hospitals. Everything is like this slate gray, like cold concrete and metal sort of building. Even the main floor of the hospital is like all this like gray concrete. I hope this setting wasn't actually based on a real hospital, like, because if I was ever taken there, it would not inspire confidence that I was gonna make it out of there alive. The concrete walls just make sparsely lit horror hospital number 647 look even darker and gloomier. Like, I just don't understand why horror movies always try and make hospitals look like the most depressing places on earth. Like, I know sometimes not that great things happen in hospitals, sure, but also a lot of good things do happen in hospitals. So it's like, in every horror movie, I don't understand why they have to make it look like Dr. Kevorkian works there. Like, I just don't get it. To make matters even worse with the setting, the color palette of this movie is like gray and then like varying shades of blue. So it just like, it just made me want to go to sleep, paired with like the boring characters, the uneventful plot, and the lack of lighting. Like, I could have easily fallen asleep in that movie. So was the movie worth it? Not for me. And to be fair, I could have just been a little extra upset because I really wanted to see Anna and the Apocalypse this weekend, and it is, I don't think it's playing anywhere in the state of Florida. Like, okay, so while The Possession of Hannah Grace wasn't the worst movie of 2018, it's definitely not the best either, and I think on my list on Letterboxd, it's not even in the middle anywhere. It's still towards the bottom. So I'm gonna give the movie a 1 out of 5. On IMDb, it has a 6.3 out of 10. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 25% critic score and a 12% audience score. And on Letterboxd, it has a 2.3 out of 5. So if you went to go see The Possession of Hannah Grace this weekend, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about it. And if you happen to be able to see Anna and the Apocalypse, please don't brag about it in the comments because you're just gonna make me cry. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here and become a Creepy Peep today. I post videos Monday through Friday, and you can ring that notification bell down there to be notified every time I post a video, even though it doesn't always work. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye!